Come on now. We got to stop shaming people for charging fees for their services in their business. If you go to the grocery store, you have to pay for that slice of bread, the loaf of bread, the slice of bologna, the pack of bologna, the bag of potato chips, or whatever it is that you want to walk out of there with. You got to pay for it. So, what makes you think you can go to the legal store, your attorney, the medical store, your doctor, the financial store, your advisor, or the counseling store, your therapist, and walk away without paying for the advice that you leave with? You can't do it. Come on now. And for everybody who is out there who is charging for your services and you are running up against people who don't want to pay, I want you to go find some woke clients and leave the broke clients alone. Come on, y'all. We got to do better than that. In Jesus' name. So this message is for everybody who thinks that they don't have a job. And I'm here to remind you that the first job that you have after being a child of God is being the boss of your own business, your business. You see, time is up for taking care of everybody else's job and not taking care of your own. Time is up for doing the most for other people's businesses and not doing your own. Now, work for those businesses. Be honorable, be upright, have integrity. But I remember the days when I was working for a bank and I was managing that budget, overachieving, getting all the accolades so I could get a raise and do all of those things, but I wasn't handling my business. You see, you have to handle your business. Now is the time to start your business. Did you know that the virtuous woman of Proverbs, I'm reading it right now and I'm going through it and I'm studying it again because I've written a sermon on this topic. But the virtuous woman of Proverbs had 9 jobs. 9. Let's talk about them. The first job that she had, it says in verse 13, is that she selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. So wool was used to make clothing. And flax is a plant fiber that was used back in the day to basically make the clothing come together. So people usually wore either wool or linen. So we know that she was a seamstress and she was making clothes. It also said that she was like the merchant ships and bringing her food from afar. So I think she went out. I think she was trading. It then says she provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. So she had servants, but she provided the portions for them. So she managed the household. She managed the whole entire household. She didn't have other people coming and managing it for her. They did the job that she told them to do, but she was the ultimate manager of her own household. It says she considers a field and buys it. And then it says out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. I think she was into real estate because she bought a field and then out of her earnings, she planted a vineyard. She basically took her profit from one endeavor and then placed it into another. So she was a real estate investor because when you buy real estate, you don't earn anything. So she must have been a broker or something to that effect in the transaction. So she's a real estate investor. She owned a vineyard. That's the fifth job. Then it says she sees that her trading is profitable. So she went out and she probably was a wholesaler. She traded and bartered so that she could come out on top and win. And then number 7, down in verse 20, it says she opens her arms to the poor and she extends her hands to the needy. So she was also a philanthropist. So 1, we know that she was a seamstress. 2, we know that she went out and traded. 3, we know that she managed a household. 4, we know that she was a real estate broker. Number 5, we know that she was a vineyard owner. Number 6, we know that she probably was a wholesale trading at the merchant ships. 7, we know that she was a philanthropist. Number 8, we know she was a mother. We know she was a mother. And number 9, we know she was a wife because it says that her husband has full confidence in her. And it says that he was respected because she was great. So I'm talking to the ladies. I'm talking to the fellas. I'm telling everybody, now is the time. This is the season to start your home-based business. Now is the time for you to be in control of your destiny and to create something that you can pass on to your children. So I thought, why don't people start their home-based businesses? Now I have a whole lot of people who are. So thank you to all of you who've come to the class, who are sending questions, and you are starting to build your empire from the ground up. But I figured that there are people who still haven't done it. And these are the number one reasons. I have to go on television and do a lot of press this week about what people can do to get themselves to the next level financially. So the first thing people say is they don't have time. You can't say that now. You got all the time in the world. And guess what? If you actually don't have time, because I know there are people who are working 8 hours a day, commuting 2 hours each way. So, that is 12 hours a day. Well, let me tell you something. You got to snatch the time. You have to take the time. You have to demand the time. And then you have to command time. You have to tell time what you're going to do with it. You have to make the decision that you're not going to be on the phone chit-chatting about nothing, that you're going to get off of Instagram, scrolling for hours, that you are not going to just simply Netflix and chill. It's okay to do all of those things, but you have to control your time. The next reason why people don't start a home-based business is because you're scared you're going to fail. You don't think you're smart enough. Let me tell you something. You can't fail until you quit. That's what my friend Russell Simmons always says. And I believe it. If it doesn't work, try it again. If it doesn't go your way, try it another way. Let me tell you something. You're not going to start a business and make $1 million next week. It's not going to happen. So some of you are not patient. You're not patient enough with yourself. You may have to work your business. You know how long I've been doing this? You know how long I've been talking to people about being financially free? 20 years. 20 years. And I still have not hit the lick that I want to hit, not because of money that I want to make, but because of people, lives that I want to change. I want to change millions and millions of lives. That's what I want to do. And I have to be patient. And you have to be patient. If you think you're not smart enough, smart does not make business. Smart does not make money. There are a lot of people who are smart. There are a lot of people who, have the intellectual capacity. But let me tell you what makes businesses grow and stay strong and earn money. Wisdom. See, you don't have to have a college degree. There are too many people who have built world-class businesses, basically, monopolized and dominated whole industries without a college degree. Now, if you have one, great. If you're pursuing one, that's fine. But if you don't have one, don't let that be your excuse not to start your business. The third reason why people don't start a business or think that they can't have a business is because you think you don't have any support. You went and talked to Pookie and Ray Ray, your friends, your cousins, your mama and daddy, whoever it is, and they don't support you. You don't need their support. Get God on your side and get going. And guess what? You have the support of the whole entire world, because the minute you start your business, you can put it on Instagram. You can put it on Instagram. You can put it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Periscope. You are now in control of who gets access to your business to support you. And then you have to show up. You have to show up. You have to be consistent. You have to grind. You have to build. You have to train. You have to teach. And when you train people, listen, just because you train somebody and told them how to do it, that doesn't mean that they're going to remember. So you have to coach. You have to inspect what you expect. You have to go back in that thing. You have to go back and teach it again. You have to go see if what you asked to be done was done. And then over time, people will then build a habit out of making sure that they attend to the things that you told them to. But forget about not having support. Do what you got to do. Stay up at night. Think. Reach out to other people. Find other people. You are not going to have a world-class business with the people that you know, because the people that you know is a finite number. That's a limited amount of people. You want your business available and accessible to the world. So start out knowing that you have the support of God and you have the support of the entire universe. And I want you to go after that. The last reason, and I know that there are many, but this is the one that I've identified, that one of the reasons, or the last reason why people don't start a business, is because at the end of the day, you're lazy. You don't want to do it. Let me tell you something. I get that. I understand. There are times when I do not feel like it. I don't want to do this. I want to go do nothing. And then you get tired of that. You ever been too lazy to do something and all you want to do is nothing, and then you get tired of doing nothing? So you might as well go back and do what you were tired of doing in the first place, because at least you can occupy your lazy mind that is too lazy to stay lazy. Yes, get over that. Get over being lazy. I remember talking to a big group of women, and I told them exactly what to do to start to get their money back, because everybody was complaining because they were making money, but they didn't have any. You know why? Because the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. Period. So if you make 75,000, you get a raise to 100,000. You are not going to have 25,000 more dollars in your pocket. You actually might have less because now you're in all these different tax brackets. So I taught them everything they needed to know: how to get your money back, how to document your expenses, how to understand the IRS tax code, what are the common tax deductions. And at the end of that, everybody was excited. And one lady said, "Is there another way?" Because she didn't want to have a business. Come on, y'all. Do better than that. You owe yourself more than that. You are the boss of your own situation. I don't care how many other jobs you have to go work, but the number one job you want to work is being a child of God. And then number two, your own business. Start your home-based business. Start it right now, where you are with what you have. Don't worry about resources or assets. Just do it. Get in the game, and I'll see you on the other side.